We always talk about how to transition into tech, but this time we're sharing an unfiltered look at some of our students' journey.
All right, let's dive in.
Let's start with Tophic.
I love Tophic's story for many reasons. First, it takes me back when we were actually training in person.
Yeah.
Because many people don't realize that when we started Howtolearntech, it was only in person in the DMV area.
DMV, Maryland, DC, Virginia.
Maryland, DC, Virginia. So anyone who couldn't physically come to us, we couldn't train them. So the pandemic really changed a lot for us. But the second thing is, Tophic's story is very unique. It's because
inspiring.
And inspiring. That's true. He showed up one day to our training center and said, "Juby, I quit my job. I quit my job."
He was taking a leap of faith. Like, I convinced my wife that I have to quit my job, but we only have 3 months to do this.
Yes. I quit my job, 3 months of money.
Yeah.
So I need to get a job within 3 months. I'm like, I felt the pressure. I'm like, bro, you don't do that. This is not what we discussed. You do this as you keep your job, as you keep the pressure off of you. He's like, no, I'm going to take a leap of faith. So now he used to come to the office, to the training center every day, studying, applying for jobs, and he actually got a job on 2 months, but he got it in Georgia. So this interview is him coming back to DC to visit his family, and he stopped by to say hi. And then I'm like,
and of course you sat him down for an interview.
Of course. And we had a chat. It was so interesting. Not only he's making much more money, he's
happy.
You can see it. Even in the video, you can see he's happy. You can understand.
He was frustrated with his previous job and career, right?
Yeah, he was in banking. He wasn't having fun, and he wasn't growing, most importantly.
Exactly.
And another thing he said, Paloma, I don't know if you realize, it's actually 70% or more of our students never heard the word Linux before they started considering Howtolearntech. It was one of the people who didn't even know Linux existed.
That's crazy.
So yeah, but very interesting.
We all need a word like that to come into our lives and bring more income and a new career.
Yes. All right, let's check out another student.
So this time we're going with Christine.
Yeah, Christine's story is very interesting too. Of course, we chose the stories that I personally get inspired by, and Christine is one of them, because she not only is a mother of 4, she never worked in the U.S. before getting a Linux system admin job. She's an immigrant. She has a heavy accent that she's always been very self-conscious about, but she still did it.
And she was going through a different program she was trying to get an associate degree at the Montgomery College while doing our program. So talk about being busy. Yeah. 4 kids going through a different program plus Howtolearntech.
So this one really actually gives me goosebumps, because it really shows you that if you show up to actually make this work, it will work. If you show up with excuses, you're gonna get excuses back.
Exactly. A lot of us think that because we just moved to the US, because we have no prior experience in the field or even in the country, that's gonna be something that can stop us. Our accents.
Yes.
Listen, when you focus and set yourself to get it done, you'll get it done. And Christine is proof of that.
Or because you're a female, a lot of students usually say, well, I see most people who are getting jobs are male. Well, most people who are enrolled are male. So the idea also is for us to try. We've been trying. Of course, we need to do better. But the whole idea also is to enroll more females.
Yes, definitely.
You know, so yeah, this story is very interesting. All right, which story do we have next?
This story touches home.
Yes, this actually touches my heart for many reasons. First, Cedric is my nephew. I used to actually take him to school when he was 5.
Yeah.
So, you know, to see, and also he's my youngest success story at Howtolearntech.
Probably our youngest student. No.
We've had a younger after him. But he's definitely my youngest success story. But his story is actually interesting.
And I have to add, like, apart from being related, he put a lot of work into his previous career. Like, it's probably one of the first cases that I've been close to seeing somebody going through middle school and high school fighting to get a scholarship to play football. So it's like I saw him work on that dream and not put any doubt into it. I saw him start college, try that, and then just notice that this wasn't gonna work long term. So, and that he could either focus on the football or he can focus on his schooling. And both of those at the same time were just not working.
Yeah. So to give you more background about his story in the college debacle. So like you said, he's been committed to get a scholarship. And he did get a scholarship to a great school in New England called Sacred Heart that has a great football team. But he changed his mind about the whole football thing after watching what do they call a documentary about
concussions.
About concussion.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not playing anymore. They're like, if you're not playing anymore, you lose the scholarship. And we're talking about a $60,000 a year school. So it became unaffordable for him. So he came back home, and then I called him. I'm like, why don't you do that Linux thing, man? Take it seriously. And he did. He put, like you said, he put the same amount of energy he put in football and Linux, and he got a job, not immediately, but he actually put in the work and got a job while doing Uber, while doing Lyft. He was doing everything that, you know, could be flexible, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, you name it, while going to school, while going to Howtolearntech, and he made it.
I'm also really inspired by these people that manage to transition really early, because I think about how many more opportunities they have to actually grow in that field. Like for us that change careers that may have transitioned into tech later, when we gain 10 years of experience, we're close to our 40s, sometimes 50s, sometimes 60s, right? So Cedric was like 21 and going into the job field. So Cedric is going to have almost 10 years of experience when he's 30.
Yep.
And then going into a technical career outside of a college does not mean you can't pursue a degree later on while your job can pay for it, while you're settled, while you have all your coins, right? Like you're not necessarily taking loans and getting yourself into debt to pay for school. And above all, you know that thing that you're studying, you love.
And also, you just have time to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Gary Vee always says it. The sooner you start, the more time you have to make mistakes, correct them, and still be on time.
Yeah.
And probably still be ahead of most people.
Yeah. So I suppose you're talking about Gary Vee.
Yeah, Gary Vee. So yeah, very interesting. All right, let's jump into our next student. This one is a classic. I didn't get to work directly with Jimmy, but Jimmy became a TA and an instructor at Howtolearntech. But his story is very, very typical. Uber driver turned into
site reliability
engineer at Zoom.
Yeah.
Talking about from rags to riches.
He said it. The most technical thing he had done before was rebooting his mom's phone or computer.
Yeah, and the grit that this guy brought to the process, the commitment, and
they're good vibes too. Like you can see it.
Yeah. And also that's why he raised his hand to become a TA. And I another thing most people don't realize about Howtolearntech is that more than 90% of our instructors are alumni of Howtolearntech, and it's by design. It's intentional. It's because we realize that people who've gone through the process, who understand the process, relate better and actually relay the training better to other students. So we have a training process for students who want to come back and give back, and it works. It has been working for 10 years. In fact, when we hire instructors outside of our alumni, it's never the same connection. You know, they know their stuff, but like Jimmy, like David, they really know how to connect with our students. So his story is very interesting, you know, from Uber to Zoom, and he's still with us teaching, inspiring students. So very cool story. All right, another one.
Oh, let's do Val.
Oh yeah, let's do Val. Yeah. So
this is a great story.
Yeah, Val, this story has layers.
Yes. Can I start with some background?
Yeah.
Okay. We used to live in Bethesda, and we had a giant
Bethesda, Maryland.
Maryland, yes. And we had a giant supermarket that was at walking distance. We had no marketing team back then. We were just starting. So we started to place ads. Like you see those paper ads that you see on bulletins at the supermarket? That's what we were doing. We do better now. But this still shows that we change people's lives using these methods. So Val and Chip show up, call us, and we were like, oh my God, somebody actually took one of those little papers. And they both worked at a dealership really close to our house. We passed by every single day, and they took the leap of faith. They signed up together, and they both got jobs and transitioned into tech.
So what I like is it's Chip who got the number. He got the number. For some reason, he said the poster talked to him. And then he
this wasn't even a color print, guys.
and then he went back to his office. He's like, Chip, Val, Chip, the other one, said, Val, I'm going to enroll in this program. I want you to enroll with me. I'm going to meet this guy later.
Yeah, and by the way, they were both already professionals that studied in the U.S., and just had a hard time finding well-paying jobs in their own field.
Yeah, so they both work at a dealership.
Yeah.
And then they showed up together. And they both signed up the same day just because, you know, the ad spoke to them. Back then, there was no social media. There was no... I didn't have a Facebook page. I didn't have anything. I had the program. We had flyers all over.
We had a Facebook page. We just didn't have IG.
Yeah, we didn't have IG. We definitely didn't have ads. Any type of online
digital
ads.
Yeah.
We had paper ads all over the place, and we went to place ourselves. So it was very interesting, and they got jobs immediately. And the cool thing about how they got their job is that Chip got his job first. And referred Val to get a job within the same company, not in the same department, within the same company. So they also got their job within months apart. So very cool story. So guys, it's to tell you, you know, not only our student stories are diverse, they are fun, and sometimes, and some of them, especially the early ones, are very close to my heart. I've worked with these students closely, and yeah.
We've seen them grow families.
And like I tell,
buy houses, completely change their lives, and we're all aging too.
And like I tell everyone, till today, the only thing that can absolutely change my day is when I hear someone get a job. So that's what we do at Howtolearntech. We help people transition, and when I hear someone new gets a job, my day becomes a good day automatically.